Hello and welcome to Office Hours. I'm Mike Stevenson, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Sam Houston State University, and I thank you for joining me. One of the opportunities I have as Provost is to elevate our faculty. I like to share the Sam story, particularly when I have the opportunity to talk about the outstanding experience our students get in the classroom with our faculty. Office Hours is an opportunity to showcase some of the best and the brightest teacher scholars right here on our campus. Today I'm visiting with Dr. Mary Petron. Dr. Patron earned her bachelor's degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, her master's from Northwestern, and her PhD from the University of Texas at Austin. She has an impressive array of awards. This past year, she was honored with the Regents Teachers Award by the Texas State University System Board of Regents. Before that, she received the College of Education Excellence in Teaching Award twice at SHSU, the Teacher of the Year Award for Texas A&M International University's College of Education, as well as the Texas A&M University Systems Chancellor's Teaching Excellence Award. In addition, she has been honored with SHSU College of Education Outstanding Civic Engagement Award twice, as well as the Excellence in Service Award. In fact, she is only one of two faculty to receive the Excellence in Teaching Award twice. Dr. Mary Petron, welcome to Office Hours.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yes. Well, when did you first know that you wanted to be a teacher at a university?
At a university, I didn't really, ever.
Really?
No, I didn't. I had promised my dad when he was dying that I would apply for a PhD program because I had dropped out of one master's to PhD, and I dropped out after my master's degree, and he was always disappointed, and he was dying, and I said, okay, so I'll apply.
You went for it.
I did.
Yes. And you did it.
I did.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And ultimately landed in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, that's one of the reasons why I left from my PhD. I missed teaching too much.
Wow. That's great. Well, in your philosophy of teaching, you talk a lot about student care and learning by doing. Mm-hmm. Can you say more about that?
Well, Nell Noddings is the theorist, and she's gone now. Mm-hmm. But I do have to say that it is because of caring professors that I stayed in. It was UW. I did the first college I went to. I dropped out, and then this isn't very nice, is it?
It's a great story, though.
I dropped out, and then the second time, it was my first semester. I hadn't been in school for about 7 years, and I had a really kind and caring Spanish teacher who knew that I was very nervous, and it was because I was taking an exam and I just lost it. And he took me to his office and he said, just sit there for a while and then you can come back. And it was because he did that I continued.
That must give you...
And the same with the PhD.
That must give you a whole new level of compassion and empathy in the classroom.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
What does a typical class section look like for you?
First of all, I don't lecture all that much.
Okay.
I limit it to 10, 15 minutes because they have to do something with the information in order to be able to learn it. And with respect to learning by doing, I always relate it to the classroom. So for example, I have to teach phonology, the sound system of English, right? But the reason that a teacher needs to know phonology is to help with pronunciation and to help students with pronunciation. And it's the same for all of the subsystems of language. That's why they need it. And so they do something with it, like they listen to a sample of an ESL student, an English language learner, talk, and they have to analyze it. Well, and triage, not just analyze, but triage, which errors contribute to misunderstanding more. And so
that's what the classroom looks like.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, what are some of the biggest challenges that our students are facing today?
The world? Can I say that?
You can.
I do. I think it is the world. I certainly know that, and they're entering into the field of education, which right now is, it's a difficult place to be because of standardized testing and all of that. So I would say the world, schools, overcommitted. Our students, by and large, my students have to work. And sometimes I have them, and then I have them in the last part usually, and they're in the schools 3 days a week and in classes 2 days a week and working at night. So I think the pressures of the world are crashing in on them sometimes.
What do your students finish your classes with that they didn't have when they started?
Hopefully, and empathy for English learners, that they are not just the kids in the back of the classroom that mess up the test scores, but that they really understand the process of acquiring another language and how difficult it is, and that a caring teacher can make a difference. I keep on my desk at work, I have this picture of someone who tracked me down. She was my ESL student, tracked me down and sent me her college graduation announcement. And I mean, I had her, they put her in Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I was teaching Spanish at the time, because as the counselor said, or at least it's a class you can pass.
Wow.
So, I mean, I want them to understand that. I also want them to know how to work with them. You can have all the empathy in the world, but if you don't know what to do to help them, then, you know, it's not complete.
How do you teach empathy?
I tell a lot of stories. I personally think that we learn through story, that we're in a, teaching is and should be based on personal relationships as well. It isn't just the content area. You can, if students know you care, they'll care. And so I think that I talk to them about my experiences in ESL. I talk to them, I'm in the schools now, and they come in with their stories. We start every class period with, okay, what happened when you were in the field with an EL? And, you know, that sometimes they'll say something like, I have said hello to her for the past 3 weeks, and she has never said hello back until yesterday. And so I get, you know, is that empathy? Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. It's those moments that connect really to human reality. What does success in teaching look like to you?
I do think that we need to be cognizant of classrooms as they are right now. And to say that standardized tests don't matter is lying to them. And I believe in telling them the truth. But it is working, again, I'll go back to ELs, but it really is any student in the K-12 population, that it's taking what you have to do and making it better. All right. You know, yes, you have to kill and drill. I mean, that's what your administrator is saying. And if you want to keep your job, that's what you have to do. But how can I make this better? What can I do to make it more interesting, to make it more of a learning experience? Get the dialogue in there.
And if they get there, that's success to you. Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Well, I always like to ask people one thing that SAM students have taught you.
Hope.
Say more.
Hope. Again, I've been in education for a really long time, and there are a lot of problems in the public schools, but they do give me hope for the future. When I listen to them talk about their ELs and the things that they do, it gives me hope that the situation is going to get, you know, it's going to improve slowly, but it's going to improve. And then, you know, I will sometimes get emails from them like they have to, English language learners have to take the TELPAS, the Texas on English, and teachers have to grade it, and they have to go through calibration, and I'll get, oh, I passed my calibration on the first try. I had to teach the other teachers how to do that. And you know, and I think it's because they were learning by doing. They looked at writing samples when they were in class. They listened to speech samples when they were in class. So making that connection from the classroom to their profession is really critical to me.
Learning by example, hope, empathy, perseverance. That's what I've heard today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mary Petron, for being with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for Office Hours. We'll see you next time.